Have you ever noticed your dog stretch, full body, slow, like they're waking from a dream, the moment you walk in the room? Most people see it as a morning routine, but what if I told you it means something far more powerful? For many men over 60, living alone, a dog isn't just a pet. It's a reason to keep going. And in that quiet stretch, there might be a silent whisper, "You're the best part of my day." Today, we'll uncover what that gesture, and 14 others just like it, really mean. You'll never see your dog the same way again. Let's start with something energetic, wild, and oddly joyful. Zoomies. You've seen it. One moment, your dog is calm, maybe even half asleep, and the next they're racing around like a whirlwind. Their paws thump across the floor, their tail curls, and their eyes gleam with a wild spark. It looks like chaos, but it's actually a sign of joy. These sudden bursts are called fraps, frenetic random activity periods. Dogs, especially younger ones, build up energy during sleep or calm moments. And when they see you, their excitement boils over. You're not just someone. They're bursting because you returned. This isn't misbehavior. It's happiness they can't contain. According to veterinary behaviorists, fraps are common in healthy, emotionally secure dogs. They happen when a dog feels safe, playful, and deeply connected to their environment. And for an older man coming home to an empty house, seeing that wild welcome can feel like a heartbeat coming back to life. Your dog doesn't zoom for just anyone. But what follows that mad dash might surprise you. A sneeze, not from dust, but from affection. Next comes a sneeze, not an allergy, but a playful whisper. Your dog's playing, maybe wrestling with a toy or gently mouthing your hand, and suddenly, achoo, it's not dust. It's not allergies, it's communication. Dogs often sneeze during play as a way to say, "This is all fun, I'm not being aggressive." It's part of their social signaling. Animal behaviorists from the University of Oslo found that dogs use short, sharp sneezes as calming cues, especially during mock fights. It's their version of a wink. And here's what's beautiful. Dogs often mimic human responses. If we laugh or make noises when we're happy, they learn to do the same. That sneeze, oddly enough, is your dog mirroring joy back at you. For a man who hasn't had much laughter in a while, that sneeze might be more than cute. It's the sound of someone saying, "I love this moment, I love this, with you." Of course, if sneezing becomes constant or harsh, it's wise to check for allergens or nasal issues. But most of the time, it's your pup's way of sharing joy. And just like that, they roll over, exposing their belly, not just for rubs, but for trust. Then comes a familiar trust display, the belly-up pose. There it is, that soft roll onto the back. Paws up, chest open, eyes trusting. It's not just a request for belly rubs. It's a message. I feel safe with you. When a dog exposes their belly, they're showing extreme vulnerability. In the wild, it's a submissive gesture. But in the home, especially when paired with a wagging tail and relaxed posture, it's an invitation. Touch me, I trust you. Petting your dog's belly releases oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that strengthens relationships between parents and children. In a study from Washington State University, researchers found that just 10 minutes of gentle petting, especially on the belly, significantly boosted oxytocin levels in both dogs and humans. Think about that. Your dog rolls over not just because it feels good, but because it feels good with you. For someone who's lost family or spends most days in silence, this moment of connection is golden. Your dog isn't just asking for touch. They're offering it. And sometimes, when you stop, you'll feel a gentle paw tapping your arm. Now watch when they gently place a paw on you. You're sitting quietly, maybe sipping coffee. Then, tap. A paw rests gently on your leg. It's not random. When your dog places a paw on you, they're not just asking for attention. They're reaching out to connect. In canine behavior, pawing is often used as a social bridge, a way of saying, "Hey, I'm here. Are you with me?" It can be a call for more petting, a nudge for reassurance, or even a silent comfort if they sense you're the one feeling low. According to studies in emotional mirroring in dogs, our pets can detect shifts in our tone, posture, even heartbeat. And sometimes, that gentle paw is their way of saying, "I'm here for you." But let's be honest, they're clever too. Dogs quickly learn that pawing brings results. Belly rubs, treats, or your undivided attention. If it becomes excessive, experts suggest ignoring the behavior briefly, then rewarding calm presence. Still, in that quiet moment, when a paw rests on your hand like a friend not wanting you to feel alone, it's hard not to melt. But not all messages are this soft. Some come with a wag, and they're not always what you think. But what about that tail wag? Is it always joy? A wagging tail means a happy dog, right? Not always. We've all seen it. That fast swish, swish, swish when you walk in the door. But tail wagging is more than a joy meter. It's a full emotional spectrum, and sometimes it's a warning. Canine behaviorists explain that the direction and speed of a wag matter. A relaxed, wide wag, especially to the right, typically signals friendliness. But a tight, high-speed wag, especially with a stiff body or tail held high, can indicate agitation or alertness. Why does this matter? Because for older adults who rely on their dogs for connection and emotional safety, misreading a wag can mean missing an important signal. A wag isn't always a welcome. Sometimes it's, "I'm stressed. Give me space." Learning to read these cues not only deepens your bond, but also keeps your dog feeling understood and secure. So next time you see that tail in motion, look beyond the blur. Notice the rest of the body, the ears, the eyes, the tension or softness. And if your dog cocks their head to one side right after, they might be trying to read you too. And what about that adorable head tilt? That tilt, ears perked, eyes wide, head gently leaning to one side. It's the look that melts hearts. But why do dogs tilt their heads when you talk? It's more than cuteness. Dogs tilt their heads to better locate sound. Their ears, unlike ours, are highly directional. Tilting helps them pinpoint where your voice is coming from, especially if it's full of emotion. But there's more. Experts from Haute-Lorraine University found that head tilting may also help dogs see our facial expressions more clearly. Especially for breeds with longer snouts, tilting adjusts their line of sight, letting them read your face like a map of meaning. And perhaps the most touching, dogs notice what makes you react. If you smile or coo when they tilt, they remember. They learn, this makes him happy. For someone living in quiet solitude, that head tilt can feel like being seen again, like someone's really listening. So the next time your dog tilts their head when you speak, don't just chuckle. Speak back. They're not just curious, they're connecting. And when the moment softens even more, they might yawn. Now to something quieter. A deep yawn. You're sitting together, maybe after a walk, or just watching the day pass. And suddenly, your dog yawns. Long, slow, content. But here's the thing. They're not sleepy. Yawning in dogs is often a calming signal. It's how they regulate emotions, especially in peaceful or slightly tense moments. Animal behaviorists explain that yawning helps dogs release mild stress or soothe themselves and others when the energy in the room shifts. It's like your dog saying, "Everything's okay, we're safe here." And guess what? Yawning is contagious. Between humans and dogs, too. Research shows that dogs are more likely to yawn after their owner does, especially if the bond is strong. It's a form of emotional mirroring, another layer of silent connection. For someone who hasn't shared space with another soul in days, watching your dog yawn beside you, it's like a soft sigh of belonging. They're not bored. They're syncing with your rhythm. And sometimes, they don't just sit near you. They lean in, gently, quietly, as if to say, "I've got you." Sometimes they simply lean into you. You're reading or resting, and suddenly, there's a soft weight against your leg. Your dog isn't trying to get attention. They're leaning into you, literally and emotionally. In canine communication, leaning is a subtle but powerful signal. It means, "I trust you. I feel safe with you." It's their version of putting a hand on your shoulder, or maybe laying their head in your lap. Behaviorists suggest this gesture reflects a deep attachment bond. Unlike jumping or pawing, leaning is calm, grounding. It's what dogs do when they feel secure and want to feel even closer. For older adults, especially those who've lost someone, the sensation of being needed is rare and precious. That gentle pressure from your dog? It's not just weight. It's presence. It's love, in stillness. And your dog? They're telling you, "You're my world." Sometimes they lean because you're their rock. Sometimes because you're hurting, and they feel it. But when words aren't enough, they might try something else. A soft lick, to connect, to comfort. But there's more communication through licking. A wet nose, a quick tongue, a kiss on your cheek when you least expect it. To some, it's just slobber. But to your dog, licking is language. In the wild, pups lick their mother's mouth as a sign of respect and to ask for care. Adult dogs do it to greet others, soothe tension, or show deference. It's deeply wired into their social instincts. When your dog licks your face or hands, it's often more than affection. It's connection. It's how they say, "You matter to me." Some behaviorists also see licking as a calming signal, a way dogs regulate their own emotions or gently influence yours. If you're upset, your dog might lick to comfort you. If you're still, they might lick to invite a moment of contact. And yes, they know it gets a response. You laugh, smile, lean in. And in that moment, they feel seen, loved back. For someone who doesn't hear "I love you" often, that small gesture can echo louder than words. But dogs don't only express through softness. Sometimes they raise their voice, with a bark full of meaning. But sometimes, barking carries urgent meaning. A bark at the window, a bark at nothing. A bark when you move just a little too fast. Sometimes it's startling. Sometimes it's confusing. But barking, for dogs, isn't noise. It's narrative. Dogs bark for many reasons: alert, play, loneliness, or fear. And the tone tells the story. High-pitched barks usually signal excitement or a need for attention. Deep, rapid barks might warn of something or someone outside. Whining barks, that's longing. For someone who spends quiet days alone, your dog's bark may be the most alive sound in the house. It can be disruptive, but also grounding. It means someone's paying attention. Someone's watching the world with you. Behaviorists suggest listening not just to the bark, but the pattern. Are they alerting? Asking? Reaching out? And remember, dogs are mirrors. If they bark when you sigh or shift in mood, they might just be echoing your energy. Their voice is theirs alone. But if you listen closely, you'll hear something deeper. Loyalty, presence, protection. And when they're overwhelmed by that energy, some dogs chase their own tail, frantically. And what if your dog chases its tail endlessly? It starts as a spin, then another. And suddenly, your dog is whirling in circles, trying to catch their own tail. You might laugh. It's cute, even silly. But sometimes, it's not just play. Tail chasing, especially when frequent or intense, can be a sign of compulsive behavior. While puppies do it as part of body awareness and play, repeated tail chasing in adults may point to boredom, anxiety, or even neurological issues. Certain breeds, like German Shepherds or Bull Terriers, are more prone due to high energy and mental stimulation needs. And in dogs that lack consistent engagement or companionship, the behavior can become a kind of self-soothing loop. For someone older, who may not have the energy to walk or play as much, this behavior can feel like a personal failing. But it's not. It's a message. I need more of you. Sometimes, adding a daily routine, a short puzzle toy session, a walk, or even extra cuddle time can help ease the cycle. And when dogs feel more balanced again, they may dig, not to escape, but to build comfort. Sometimes they dig, not for treasure, but for comfort. It starts as a spin, then another, and suddenly your dog is whirling in circles, trying to catch their own tail. You might laugh. It's cute, even silly. But sometimes, it's not just play. Tail chasing, especially when frequent or intense, can be a sign of compulsive behavior. While puppies do it as part of body awareness and play, repeated tail chasing in adults may point to boredom, anxiety, or even neurological issues. Certain breeds, like German Shepherds or Bull Terriers, are more prone due to high energy and mental stimulation needs. And in dogs that lack consistent engagement or companionship, the behavior can become a kind of self-soothing loop. For someone older, who may not have the energy to walk or play as much, this behavior can feel like a personal failing. But it's not. It's a message. I need more of you. Sometimes, adding a daily routine, a short puzzle toy session, a walk, or even extra cuddle time can help ease the cycle. And when dogs feel more balanced again, they may dig, not to escape, but to build comfort. Sometimes they dig, not for treasure, but for comfort. You notice your dog rubbing their back on the carpet or dragging their bottom across the floor. It looks strange, sometimes even a little embarrassing, but this behavior has purpose. Scooting often signals a physical issue, an itchy backside, blocked anal glands, or skin irritation. If it's persistent, a vet check is important. But sometimes, dogs roll or scoot not out of discomfort, but out of communication. Rolling can be a calming signal, a way to show submission, peace, or to reset emotional tension. It's also how dogs mark scent, embedding their identity in a space, claiming safety. And then there's sheer joy. Some dogs roll to express contentment. Think of it like your sigh after slipping into bed. For dogs, rolling on the grass, carpet, or even your socks is a way of saying, "This feels good. This feels like home." For someone who's lost a home once, a partner, a family, a sense of normalcy, watching your dog settle with that kind of trust, it's healing. And sometimes, before or after all that, your dog stretches, not for their spine, but for you. But now, the stretch you've been waiting for. They see you, their eyes brighten, and then they stretch. Front legs long, back arched, tail gently wagging. It's slow, deliberate, and deeply meaningful. This is called the greeting stretch, and it's not just about loosening muscles. According to veterinary behaviorists, this stretch signals emotional relaxation and trust. Dogs don't greet strangers this way. They reserve it for those who make them feel safe, centered, whole. But there's something more. Oxytocin. Studies from Animal Science Journal and Frontiers in Psychology reveal that when dogs interact with their owners, especially with soft eye contact or relaxed body language, both species experience a surge in oxytocin. That stretch, it's not just physical, it's hormonal. It's your dog saying, "You're home, and so am I." For someone who's lost parts of themselves, through time, grief, or silence, this moment is a lifeline. Your dog doesn't use words, but in that stretch, they say what many humans never do. You matter. You're my favorite part of every day. And then, just maybe, they sigh. Let's reflect on what these gestures mean together. Your dog may never speak a single word, but they say so much. Through every wag, sneeze, sigh, and stretch. They tell you when they're joyful, when they're at ease, when they love you more than life itself. And for those living quietly, perhaps after loss or years spent alone, these gestures aren't small. They're everything. Understanding them isn't just about behavior. It's about building a bridge, one that lets your dog feel seen, and you feel loved back. If this video helped you feel closer to your pup, there's more to discover. Watch our next video. Wagging tails. Why a wag isn't always joy. And don't forget to subscribe. Your dog speaks a silent language. We're here to help you hear it.